Third culture kid.
Resilience.
Growing up in low-income neighborhoods.
Not always fitting in anywhere.
Challenges talking about mental health.
Fetishization.
Imposter syndrome. Limits being ladylike.
Stereotypes and stigmas.
Pressure to give parents the life they want for us.
Our culture.
Our gender.
Need for leadership.
Representation.
Reclaim our identity.
The daughters of diaspora.
Through photos.
Storytelling.
Photovoice.
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 What is Photovoice? Photovoice is a community-based participatory research action method developed by Carolyn Wang and Mary Ann Burris. It's also described as ethical photography for social change. One of its goals is to empower people to document and tell their community's own stories by putting the camera directly in their hands.
Using Photovoice, we share our experiences as Vietnamese women through the lens of daughters of the diaspora and identify themes and issues that we all face as a marginalized group.
Together, we build community and amplify our voices.
When we first applied for this grant, we knew we wanted to create a space where Vietnamese women could connect and share their stories, but even we didn't realize how important this community we created would become during the last 2 years, amidst a pandemic and while hearing about increasing reports of anti-Asian racism, most of which were targeted against Asian women.
Vietnamese women are often burdened to carry cultural traditions and values. It can be challenging to reserve the time for self-reflection, creativity, and community healing.
Taking photos, documenting aspects of our lives personally, and reflecting on societal notions or expectations that affected us was enlightening.
Through these themes, we were asked to take photos or showcase what we thought fit into the theme and present it to the group. We talked about our self-portraits, past and present, being Vietnamese, and what that meant to our gendered identity, and some of our dream futures. Here are some of our stories.
When asked, what is my dream future? I shared this photo of mountains. Mountains have challenged me physically and mentally, experiences that have always brought me joy.
Art to me, reminiscent of a door, as if I'm finally stepping into a realm where I'm confident in not only myself as a woman, but starting to truly, really, and fully embrace the womanhood around me.
The perseverance, survival, hopes, and dreams of my family and ancestors have allowed me to have the privilege to dream, to shed layers of intergenerational trauma, and to live in the peace and safety that they came all the way here for. So, I'll dream of calm ocean waves instead of the hard ones they had to travel through.
I dream of realizing my inner child's dreams, the dreams of my ancestors, the dreams of my communities. I dream of standing on the mountaintops, soaking in the silence, the cool air, and warmth of the sun as it says hello while it rises. Knowing that the steps I've taken to get there have been filled with love, care, acceptance, strength, and contentment.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but with Photovoice, a photo is worth 1,000 experiences, 1,000 ideas, and 1,000 emotions. Whenever I think about experiences, ideas, and emotions, I think about where I came from. I came from a Vietnamese immigrant family who resides from the flourishing community of Jane and Finch. Stigmatized and vandalized by stereotypes and systematic disadvantages, my community has continuously fought to provide safe spaces for underserved community members. That is my dream. That is my future. As a creative who has studied education and marketing, my dream future is to build a studio space for POC creatives and clients to service in marketing, branding, design, photography, videography, and more. As a previous teacher in TDSB, educating and protecting marginalized youth, has been one of my deepest passions. Being able to teach and support youth from Jane and Finch reaffirms how much representation and accessibility matters. I can't express enough what building a one-stop shop, multi-medium art service would mean to my community. Jane and Finch is filled with a plethora of talent and stories to tell, which is why so much of my work revolves around the art of storytelling and supporting the purposes of diverse businesses. My dream is to build, teach, and work with like-minded community members, to give voice to our shared experiences, and to build our stories and opportunities together.
So there's this photo of me in a dress on a motorcycle, and when we were asked to explain how this relates to our gendered identity, I thought it was a good dichotomy to show the balance and the synergy that masculine and feminine traits could have. There's a side to me that is quite traditional, and I do embrace feminine traits, being nurturing, being caring, and there are times where I am quiet, but there are also times where I can be loud and outspoken. And growing up in particular, I was really, really tomboyish. I loved playing sports. I would come back with ripped jeans and scratches and bruises, and I really wanted to do martial arts, and I was really disappointed when my parents wouldn't let me. One thing that really stood out was when I wanted to pursue further education, my mom asked why. That's something a man should do. And I'm like, this is the 21st century. I can make my own money. I can start my own company. I can be a mom. I can do it all. Why is it that it's something a man should do? I think shedding light to these expectations really helps drive the conversation. Because at the end of the day, we have to recognize intersectionality. Humans are so complex. There's so many different layers and things that make us who we are. So, you know what? I can be tough and resilient and strong and powerful, but at the same time, I can be sweet and nurturing and caring all at once. I'm still very, very proud of my Vietnamese heritage and proud to be a woman.
Throughout this process, I learned the importance of embracing my identity and culture. Being surrounded by strong Vietnamese women who had similar experiences as I was so validating and comforting. Before this project, I lacked the connection to community and my roots. I didn't know there was mentors and role models out there that looked like me.
Participating in Empowered Phono means connecting with my community. It means sharing and celebrating our similar and different experiences as Vietnamese women.
Participating in this project was so meaningful for me because I could connect with others despite not being able to meet them in person. It made me feel understood and inspired. Being a part of this space reminded me of the power of healing and dreaming both as an individual and a collective. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to strengthen our teamwork as coordinators and to also get to know each participant on a deeper level. Most of all, I'm proud of the sisterly bond we developed, and I'm really comforted to know that these relationships will only continue to grow beyond this project.
I am so honored to be a co-facilitator of this project and also be invited to be a participant as well. I was looking forward to all of our early Saturday morning sessions because I loved all of our conversations, how personal and vulnerable and open and honest everyone was, and that really spoke to me that, wow, this is it. This is a space and we cultivated it, and I'm so happy that not only friendships came out of it and sisterhood came out of it, and that's just something that is really beautiful and I hold very near and dear to my heart. I got to witness the growth of the entire cohort since we first met in fall 2021 up until now, and I also got to witness the amazing growth and strength of my co-collaborators, and even to put the cherry on top of participating in this project, like, I learned so much about myself throughout. I am so thankful for this space, and it really goes to show just how important and meaningful projects like these are, and I hope that other communities can do that too.